All right, welcome everybody. Episode Ern and Iso Podcast. I said this is gonna be a solo episode. Please like, rate, review, share, subscribe. Thank you for all love and support. You know, the views, the plays, wherever y'all listen to us at or watch us at, will watch us on YouTube. I appreciate all of that. And we're gonna get right into this one, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna start some shit with this one. So, yeah, this one is, the barbershops is, get ready. Like I say, before we start, I am from Philly. I'm from the East Coast. So the things that I'm talking about, the other places that I'm going to be talking about, I'm not from there. I may know people that are from there, but I'm not from there myself. Because I know first thing y'all going to say is, yo, that don't make no sense. You ain't really up on what's going on. Yeah, I'm not up. I may not be up on everything from where y'all from because I'm from Philly. So I'm not up on everything. Now, I mean, before we get started. So I already know once y'all listen to this, y'all gonna be like, he ain't really hip to, such and such person or such and such before this person came out and all this and that. So we about to get into it. So I'm just letting y'all know that I am from Philly. I'm not from where y'all from, so I may not be up on everything or hip to everybody and everything that's going on. All right. This whole Mount Rushmore thing. We're gonna jump right into it. My New York City Mount Rushmore. Well, I mean, you can have an East Coast Mount Rushmore, but in New York City, because most of the time when people think of East Coast, they really talking about New York, like Philly and Jersey. Even though we all know it's parts of, not many other parts got something to do with hip hop too. But traditional, that's what people would be thinking about when they say East Coast. Even though shout out to everybody that's from, people that's from Connecticut doing hip hop, people from Massachusetts that's doing hip hop, you know what I mean? Boston, people out Pittsburgh, Delaware. So, all right, the whole New York Mount Rushmore to me would be LL Cool J, Hove, Jay-Z, right? LL Cool J, Jay-Z. Now, some people put 50 in there. Some people put DMX in there. Some people feel like even though 50 may have sold more records, he will never be above X, above DMX. So that's regardless of how you feel. I put 50 in there. That's no disrespect to DMX. At this point, I did put 50 in there. And I'm going to put, now this is the first thing probably going to set it off. I'm going to put Nicki Minaj in there. So it's LL Cool J, Hove, 50, Nicki Minaj. Now, the reason why I put Nicki Minaj in there is because I feel like she was very, very pivotal in helping usher in what all the female hip hop that you hear now. Because for like a few years, she kind of basically was holding it down. Some of them years, it felt like damn near by herself. So she did have impact. Because it was times where, this is the thing with me with like female rap. It's times where it's like, you had like the 80s where you had some, you had some female rappers, and then to me it just seemed like it slowed down for like a few years where you don't see a lot, and then it's like it had the surges back in the 90s, like the mid 90s, when like Kim came out and stuff like that. Even though Queen Latifah was around, people like Queen Latifah was around, it just seemed like it wasn't too many of them. It's like it slowed back down, and then it came back up in the mid 90s. But then to me, it felt like it kind of slowed back down again. Because you had, Foxy, Kim, then you had Trina, and you probably had some others here and there, but it's not like the same amount. And then it's like, to me, Nicki kind of like came at a time where, and she just like brought it back out. And then now, as you see, it's plenty of women in hip hop now. So I just felt like that impact, and I think that the years she put in now gets her on there. So like I said, man, this one gonna set it off. This episode gonna set it off. The barbershop, I already know. So, because some people might say, how's, Big ain't on there. Jadakiss not on there. Pun not on there. It's Mount Rushmore. Everybody can't be on there. Your Mount Rushmore might be different. To me, I have taken Big out of it because like time has went on, and then like I'll be thinking like, yo, he had 2 albums, phenomenal albums, but it kind of like cut it short, Pun too. So them, Pun was one of the most phenomenal people I ever heard rap. And like I said, Mount Rushmore is like even, yeah. So that's my Mount Rushmore, New York, LL, because dude, you talking about somebody who probably closing in on a 40-year career, not a 20, not a 30-year career, right? Like I think he might be closing in on a 40-year career. He probably got 30-something years in. He started in the 80s. I think he been on since what, 16, 17, he been on since 16, 17, since he was in high school. So he might be closing in on a 40-year career. Still dropping music that people are listening to. So I know y'all, some people gonna say, well, what about, you got Rakim, you got Big Daddy Kane. Yes, you do. But everybody's gonna be different. Like I said, we ain't gonna never agree. We just gotta agree to disagree, because everybody's not, what's the chances that everybody picks gonna be the same? I said Jay has, because some people might say, well, how you put Jay in front of Rakim or Big Daddy Kane? At this point, just the longevity. Just the longevity. 50, some people say 50 was, some people say, well, 50 best time was like a pocket of like him from the mixtapes to like him dropping like Give It a Shot, trying his first 2 albums and all that. And people say that was his pocket when he was like the most like super dominant, but then like longevity wise, it kind of like trailed off a little bit. So some people feel like 50 shouldn't be up there. But some people feel like 50 should never be above DMX. So, if you want to swap DMX for 50, I would understand people doing that. I understand that. And I understand that some people wouldn't put Nicki up there, but I just feel like Nicki should be up there. That's just me. So, yeah. So I understand, you can start naming countless people like it's New York. You start naming counties, start KRS-One, you know what I mean? Chuck D, which is one of my favorites, Public Enemy. Like I said, Jadakiss. So you love Jadakiss, but as far as Mount Rushmore, yeah, I think that I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Like I said, there ain't no wrong answers, man. You know what I mean? It's just barbershop talk. I mean, I'm gonna go with that. Now my hometown of Philly, you can go Will Smith, Beans, Will Smith, Beans. People would say Black Thought, and some people can go. People could put Meek up there. I think he got enough time in to now be, considered to go up there. Some people could say Eve. Eve for the same reason that I put Nicki Minaj up there in New York for this the impact that she had on women in hip hop, especially here in Philly, because like I said, it died. It kind of like moves in waves, like women in hip hop kind of like moves in waves. It's like, all right, you'll have like a good number of women in rap, and then there'll be some years where it just be like only like maybe like one or two, whatever, and then it'll go back up. So to me, like it just move, like it's just like it move in a wave. So some people could say, well, you should put Eve up there. Eve could go up there, but because you had like people in the 90s, like shout out to people like Bahamadia. She was out in the 90s. She was like a mainstream artist that was out in the 90s from Philly. Shout out to all the women in hip hop from Philly. I had a shirt. I don't got the shirt on today though, but I had a shirt that said Eve, Charlie Baltimore, said Miss Jade, Nina Ross, Bianca. So it's been some women in hip hop in Philly. Shout out to all the women that's out there, doing it now from Philly. But yeah, you could put Will Smith. I put Beans up there because I think Beans help usher in like the getting back to hip hop, because there was a time where just Philly as a whole was like, we ain't really doing the hip hop thing too much. It was just it was more like an underground thing. It's not like now, like where everybody really is trying to be a rapper. Like a lot of them dudes that got into hip hop, it was just like a hobby. It wasn't like the main thing. Like this for the people that's not from Philly. The people from Philly, I ain't got to explain this to y'all because y'all already know. But the people that's not from here, our mentality was, rappers don't really make no money. We out here trying to get money. So the people that did rap, it was a few people that rapped here and there, but it wasn't like you really super pursued it. It was more of a hobby, and then if it happened, it happened. Cause that's how kind of like people just fell into rap here, like kind of like the resurgence of rap back in the late 90s. It's kind of like people who just doing it as a hobby, doing it at doing it as a hobby, and then like it just like took off. But that never was our intention. It's not like that last generation, like my generation, is not like this generation, whereas the goal is to be a rapper. Back then, the goal was not to be a rapper. You just did it for fun and as a hobby, and it just kind of took off. So I mean, Philly started getting attention for it, and some people got deals. Okay, and now it's the thing of I'm going to be a rapper. Like you didn't hear nobody back in the just when I was growing up. Yo, I'm gonna be a rapper. No, you might have rapped, but you didn't. Yo, I'm gonna be a rapper. No, that wasn't the Philly mentality. The Philly mentality was going to get money, and then some people rapped as a hobby and rapped for fun. Like I know a lot of people that rapped, but they weren't taking it seriously. So, but then when it started taking off, now it's oh, I'm going to be a rapper. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to actively pursue being a rapper. It wasn't like that back then. Yeah, so it's, to me, it's LL. I'm saying LL like New York. Will Smith, for the longevity and Fresh Prince, man. DJ Jazz Jeff and the Fresh Prince. So y'all said Will Smith, Beans, for kind of being one of them main people that's in the kind of like the resurgence. Helping Mike with like the resurgence of it. Who else did I say? I said Black Thought. Shout out to the Roots. I think they got I think this year might make, a 30-year career for them. If I'm not mistaken, I think they got 30 years. I think this year making 30 years in for them. And who else did I say? I said Meek. I think Meek impact of kind of breaking through at a time where we was hitting the ceiling. And we couldn't for a few years we couldn't get nobody to get nobody to turn pro, get them to the next level. You know what I mean? It's a couple people had deals in the late 90s, early 2000s, but then there's it was a few years where it's just we just we just couldn't get to the next level. And once he got to the next level, and he's still, around now, so enough years went by that, you should be able to put him up there. Like I said, or you could put, some people put Eve up there too for what Eve's kind of impact for hip hop in Philly, being one of the people that did get a deal, helped the resurgence, and also being the impact of having, represent for women in hip hop. So now you got Philly is more, well, it was always women rapping. I don't want to act like it wasn't never women rapping, but it was. But Eve kind of did the same thing what kind of Meek did. She kind of got to the mainstream level again. So you can go either way with that. But we did have a lot of people rapping. You got everybody in state property. You got major figures. You got Philly's Most Wanted. People from my generation are rapping. You know what I mean? You got people even before that. You had Schoolie D. It's some people, man. I'm forgetting their names, man, but it was some people that was doing it back in the 90s and all of that, man. I wish I could remember their names. I can remember their face. I can't remember their names though, man. Shout out to everybody from Philly, man. That was keeping hip hop alive in Philly, because Philly was just on some street. We got to get some money, and only time somebody rap was just doing it for fun. But now everybody's I'm a rap. When really that wasn't that wasn't mentality back then. It's the mentality now. So, but yeah, so that was Philly. Shout out to Jersey too, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the hip hop coming out of Jersey. Shout out to the hip hop that's coming out of Pittsburgh too. You know what I mean? I know some cities that's not really known for having too many people and all that. I know most people gonna say the only person that they know that do hip hop from Pittsburgh was Wiz Khalifa, but Now I mean, some places that shout to Connecticut. Now I mean, some dudes in Connecticut is getting hit. Now I mean, so hip hop is everywhere. It's just a lot of people they haven't like broke through to whereas a lot of people would know them. But yeah, man, shout them places all over the East Coast. 'Cause like I said, a lot of people just think East Coast already just been traditionally just okay, New York City, New York City, Philly, and Jersey. That was you say East Coast, but really you just talking about them three places. You know what I mean? Now it's all over. Shout out to Boston, people that people up there getting busy in Boston, man. Shout out to the whole hip hop history of Boston. You know, a lot of people know. A lot of people just know Benzino from like reality TV and all that, but no, he was one of the people that helped represent Boston as far as this hip hop thing. Know what I mean? Almighty RSO. I mean, I'm pretty sure some people that was around before him, that people from up that area can probably start naming too. But like I said, a lot of people just know him from younger people just know him from reality TV. A lot of people don't know that he was a person that represented one of the first to represent from that area, from the whole New England area. So in a major way. So yeah, that's my Philly. You know what I mean? I'm from Philly. Like I said, some people could, yeah, man, Philly here, it was kind of like a lot of people rapped, but nobody took it seriously. That was kind of like the mentality back then. Not that many people took it too seriously. Shout out to my man, the last emperor. You know what I mean? That's a personal friend of mine. And yeah, that was the thing. It wasn't too many people taking it too seriously until yeah, then kind of like the late 90s where it's like the resurgence of it. And people started getting deals, so people started, oh, okay, this is something that can actually happen. Because we kind of like dealing like reality. To us, it's like rappers ain't making no money and they complaining about the contracts they signing. I'm not taking this too seriously. So now it's just more than like a hobby. Before, just like a hobby and something fun to do to a Philly person from Philly. Now it's an actual thing that people are pursuing. So that's good. Now, like the Midwest Mount Rushmore. Like I said, I'm not from these places, so I already know I'm not up on everything and everybody. Cause y'all people that's from there may be up on stuff that I have no clue, I never heard of, that might be more important to y'all or looked at as a more influential or a better artist or whatever than the people I'm about to name. You know what I mean? In some of these places I am not from. Even some places I'm from in Philly, some people might disagree with what the Mount Rushmore, and I'm from here. So my Midwest is this: Eminem, Nelly, Kanye, and I would have to throw, as a whole group, I would have to throw Bone Thugs and Harmony on there. Now, like I said, I am not from these places, because I know as soon as I said that, some of y'all was like, what the fuck is ISO talking about? I am not from where y'all from. I'm pretty sure y'all going to listen to this and just start naming a whole bunch of other people. These are the people that I'm up on and I know. Eminem, Nelly, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Kanye. Now, if I'm being honest with this, you could even throw, to me, like I said, to me, you can even throw Bow Wow up there. Now, some of y'all that's older, that was already grown by the time he came out, gonna say Bow Wow, but Bow Wow, how you gonna throw Bow Wow up there? Well, the impact that he had was crazy. Even though we were like, when he came, we was like kind of like damn near grown by the time he came out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us were. A lot of us was like late teens by the time with people that's my age now. You talking about people that was like just out of high school or whatever when he came out. So you not going to probably feel the impact, but you know what I mean? But it was there. Like he came and like that was like crazy. The impact that he had on like the youth was crazy. Now I understand you saying, well, because so now you're gonna start questioning, well, what's the criteria? Is it who's the most popular, or who was selling records, or you know, because you starting to name dudes that can't really, they not lyrical. You know, we got to get back into that. Who lyrical and who not? We got to start, you know, separating this and this. We understand everybody don't rappity rap. Everybody's not lyrical miracle. So, like I said, to me, I say Bone Thugs as a group because I really up to that point, I never really heard nobody from I don't think off the top of my head, I never heard nobody else from Cleveland. And they came out with a style that was like, it was just very distinctive, and people used to be like, yo, man, they be rapping. I mean, once you really like break down and listen to what they be saying, they rapping, which that's a good thing and a bad thing. People that rap fast, it's like, you don't be catching it all. You don't be catching it all the time. You would have to like listen for like years and years and years. Like I can go back and listen to something from them from 20 something years ago. You know what I mean? Something that came out back in the 90s and listen to it and then fully understand everything they was saying now. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll have to put Bone Thugs up there. They really put on for the Midwest at a time where mainstream wise, I'm talking about mainstream wise, to where everybody would know you. It was a time, to me, it was quiet for the Midwest because I can't name nobody off the top of my head other than them. No, yeah. You talking about Midwest. Well, I don't think nobody else mainstream wise was, now correct me if I'm wrong, mainstream wise was representing for the Midwest at that time. Now I'm pretty sure when you went there to these places, when you went to Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, I'm pretty sure it's people making hip hop. It's probably people that in all these cities and all these places, you can name dudes that, you can name people doing hip hop, and you name artists that if you're not from that area, you would have no clue, but y'all up on them. You know what I mean? And that's hip hop. Y'all remember? Y'all remember? No, such and such was doing this thing back then in Detroit and this and that, and it'd be somebody or doing this thing back in Cleveland, and it'd be somebody that everybody else that's not from there may not know. So, like I said, yeah, I had to give it to Eminem, even though you got a bunch of people. Detroit doing their thing now. Like, this is the thing about hip hop in a lot of places that probably like didn't look at hip hop before as like, yo, they probably not getting no money. I gotta go ahead and get some money. Cause that's kind of like, and then now like it's people that like looking at hip hop as, okay, I might be able to do something with this or get somewhere with this. Cause now Detroit really like doing their thing now. But and that's not me trying to like insult nobody by saying, you know, Eminem, because I'm pretty sure y'all gonna start naming a whole bunch of other people. But Eminem was the mainstream person that was from Detroit that most people know. Like most people, you say Detroit, a lot of people my age are going to say name Eminem. Now the younger generations, they might probably start naming other people. So I'm just talking people like my generation. So, Eminem, Nelly. Nelly came out, had an impact. And I know a lot of people gonna say, yo, he ain't lyrical. He was one of the people that helped reinforce and help usher in that whole nursery rhyming and they wasn't spitting no bars, and because that's what that was the debate and the argument what the talks was back then. Because the song, you know what I mean, when he did the whole country grammar, it was kind of like off the heels of when like Cash Money came out, like you had Master P come out, and brought the whole No Limit, and then you had Cash, and people started hearing about Cash Money, and a lot of the talk was, yo, all right, we got love from people, but they not lyrical, especially up here on the East Coast, because you got the East Coast elitist attitude. Yo, they not dropping no jewels. That's the big thing up here. East Coast is like, you got that, be having the bars, you know what I mean? Knowledge. That was like a big thing. Yo, they not saying, they not really saying nothing. They nursery rhyming. All they rhymes is ABC, 1, 2, 3. Ain't no thought in that. So, at like Cash Money came out, and people started like listening, like the South started getting like way more airplay. Then you had the Midwest hit back. Now I mean, Nelly came out with the country grammar joint. And everybody was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's just helping usher in more nursery rhymers and all this and that, and people that ain't really ain't skilled, they ain't got it lyrically and all this and that. Like we always say here, it got to have some type of balance. Everybody is not trying to listen to lyrical miracle rap all day. I'm East Coast, and I don't want to listen to it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, all right, man, we not trying to hear the super a million words in the rhyme or the super grimy. We trying to listen. I'm about to go. We about to go mess with these chicks. Know what I'm saying? Throw that Nelly on, or throw that, you know what I mean? Cash Money, I need a hot girl. I ain't got time for the lyrical miracle. She pull up, she get in the car. What is this you playing? What is this? What is they saying? All these words, rap. What you got playing? You always listen to some old super rap stuff. So you need the balance. Everybody not trying to hear the lyrical miracle all the time, man. I keep telling y'all that. I understand that this is the music that y'all love, because it's the music I love. But I had to learn that, yo, everybody don't listen to it, and I don't even like listening to it all the time. I don't. So that's what I mean. So that's, and then that's why I put Nelly up there, because he had the impact. People were, yo, man, it was such dudes and this and that dude, and you could have put, like I said, I'm not from these places, so I'm not up on everybody. So that's why my Midwest Mount Rushmore is Eminem, Nelly, Bone Thugs, and what else did I put? I put Kanye up there, but some people would say, yeah, Kanye up there. Or some people, to me, you could put Bow Wow up there. Bow Wow had impact. I understand that a lot of y'all older, and it wasn't impactful to you. Like I said, I think we was like fresh out of high school when he came out. So it really wasn't me, but I seen the impact that he had on kids. So, like I said, man, I'm not from these places. I'm pretty sure everybody that's from these places can name a million artists that I may have never heard of that you feel like had more of an impact in your area or meant more to your area. But this is just me. Like I said, I'm from Philly. We'll take it to the south. To South Mount Rushmore is Scarface. I gotta put Outkast up there as a group. At this point, Lil Wayne. And I was debating, should I put, I think I will put Ross up there. At this point, Ross. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Ross up there. I'm pretty sure some people in the South can start naming some other people. And I say at this point, some people are saying that Future is one of the best ever to come out of the South. As time go on, you know what I mean? And now that he's starting to have like really decent amount of time in, that he could be up there. And like I said, it ain't for everybody. I know people gonna jump up and say, yo, he's not no barbarian. He ain't lyrical miracle. All right. I understand what y'all saying, but some people are saying at this point, as time go on, yo, he's staying consistent. He putting it out. I listen to some of the music too. I just listened to some of the music a few days ago. I like it myself. Know what I mean? I'm always gonna be a barbarian lyrical miracle dude at heart though, but I can listen to the music and like it. So yeah, the South, yeah, Scarface, or people might put the whole Ghetto Boys in. Some people might want to put the Ghetto Boys in. People might want to put UGK in. But Scarface, Outkast as a group, because everybody's put Andre 3000 and forget about Big Boy, like Big Boy ain't one of the greatest to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? So I put Outkast in there as a group the same way I put Bone Thugs as, up there for the Midwest. I'm gonna put Outkast down there for the South. Or some people might put the whole Dungeon family up there. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But yeah, Scarface, Outkast, Wayne. So I think that Wayne has put that work in that he should be considered one of the greatest out of the South at this point. Even though, like I said, I'm not from these places, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of y'all who gonna start naming people I've never heard of that you felt like had more of an impact, had more of an impact than some of these people, or just as important as some of these people, even though people that's not from there, like me, have never heard of them. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. Yeah, man, and I I think I'm gonna go with that. And then, like I said, some people feel like because I always connected with Ross, man. Ross just got the lyrical ability, the personality, you know what I mean, the style, and I feel like the longevity, still doing it. You know what I'm saying? I think he probably got like what? I think by now he gotta have like 20 years in. It gotta be a good 20. It gotta be a good 20 years in. Like I say, Wayne Wayne been out since the 90s. So Wayne, you talking about he probably got almost a 30-year career, which he ain't even like, I think he in his 40s. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know how old Wayne is. He got to be 40 something. So you talking about somebody who probably been in it since he was 12 or 13, been around since 12 or 13? You closing in on probably, what, a 13 or 14 or something like that since he got on? So you talking about somebody that's closing in on, in a couple more years, it might be 30 years. He might have a few more years, that might make a 30-year career for him. And you know, Outkast is Outkast, man. You know, like I said, some people might say, man, just put the whole Dungeon family in there. They just as important as Outkast, not just Outkast. Put the whole Dungeon family in there. You could do that too. Scarface, some people could say, not just Scarface, put the whole Ghetto Boys in there. So, yeah. But, and I understand how some people, we gotta keep it real. Some people felt like, aside from like Outkast, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, and like the resurgence of people coming out like T.I., Ross. People felt like the South wasn't like low. They don't be rhyming like they don't really be spitting crazy. You know what I mean? Like I say, you got laid back rappers all over the place, and you got lyrical rappers all over the place. You know what I mean? So when you had like people like T.I. and then Ross came out, was like everybody was like, okay, yeah, they spitting that shit. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's more lyrical than them. So, you know, because like I said, we the East Coast, we always been on some, you know, you gotta be lyrical. You gotta be saying something. Feel like you saying something that's on like the level of, feel like you putting thoughts in, you put more thought in it or something like that, which, you know, that's just something that the East Coast just always been hooked on. Yeah, that's the South, man. Shout out to everybody I know that's from the South. Like I said, some of y'all probably that I know probably gonna hit me up, naming a bunch of people, explaining to me what this person's impact was, or when this person came out, or you know that I might not know. I already know that's all that's coming. I know before I even record this episode, y'all was gonna be people gonna be running to the comments naming this person and that person. And this person had more of an impact, and this person had the city in a chokehold back then, and this person influenced that person and helped that person get on. It wouldn't be that person without this person that came before him. I already understand how this is gonna go. I already understand it. Yeah, but the South, man, and some people was mad for a while, feeling like the whole, like I said, when Master P, No Limit first started like getting on like up here, like you started hearing it up here, and you started seeing it on TV and all that, and Cash Money. So people felt like, that's gonna be like, that's gonna be like ushering like the downfall of it, because they not too lyrical, and then that's gonna this is some people's gripe with it. Some people felt like, all right, if somebody could have a whole bunch of success, not in that person's opinion, not being lyrical, that will then influence other people to do the same. And that's what people was mad about around about that time. That whole 98, 99, even though we like you had Jay, you had DMX, you had Big Pun, you had like dumb people up here. It was like you also seeing like videos from people down south playing too. Some people was like, that's gonna be a bad thing. Not that they didn't care about the South, or had no love for the South, but it was like, well, some people explained it, kind of like the conversations that I remember, like, no, because their success is going to influence other people to not really try too hard to write and all this and that, and it's going to like usher in like ABC rhyming, rhyme just like ABC 1, 2, 3. It ain't they not gonna be abstract or complex rhymes, and then that's gonna influence, and then everybody's gonna start rhyming like that, and that's gonna be the problem. I remember having a deep discussion with somebody about this, and he was like explaining to me what the problem with that is. He was like, yeah, it's cool now when a few dudes is doing it, but you see the success that all these people are having, it's going to influence other people to rhyme what some people feel like are subpar or not. There's not enough thought in it. That's just some people feel like it's just not enough thought in it. And then because I remember that. I remember having a conversation with the person. I remember having the same conversation with that person a few years later when Nelly came out in that country grammar song. And he was like, you hear this? We going down, down, big. He was like, you see what I'm saying? See, now everybody gonna start nursery rhyming. I do remember that conversation with that person about how like the South, the whole No Limit Cash Money, when you saying a bunch of Cash Money songs, and then when you were hearing, and then when Nelly came out. I remember having conversations with that person like, see, that's what I mean. It's gonna influence a bunch of non-lyrical rap. It's cool when it's a handful of people doing it, but the problem gonna turn in when everybody start doing it. I remember having that conversation with, you know what I'm saying? I remember that person really telling me that, like, because I was like, yo, it sound, I'm like, yo, the music sound all right, because back then I was younger, and, that was the music that the chicks liked. The chicks didn't like the music, other than, like, some J and DMX songs, a lot of the chicks didn't listen to the same music that we listened to. So, that was joints that, that they like. No, I need a hot girl and all this and that, back that ass up. Them were the joints chicks liked. Like I said, me personally, one of my favorite songs of all time is Juvenile High. And some people feel like it's not, and it's the thing, some people feel like it's not lyrical if it don't have like a bunch of big words in it, and you ain't talking about, what people say, the lessons, and do this person even know, got knowledge of self. You know how people like from the East Coast start get to talking, you got knowledge of self, and do they even know about today's mathematics and all this and that? I like the stuff that people, East Coast people be on in life. I'm like, nah, but to me, it's still it's a great record. All right, he's not, but like I said, Juvenile High to me is a genius record. It's one of my favorite records of all time. You know what I mean? Like I keep saying, everybody's not gonna rhyme like Nas or KRS-One, bro. And I think some people they just stuck on that, and some people just still are stuck on that. They stuck on that so crazy. But like I said, man, that was my joint from the South. Like I said, the South was Scarface, Outkast, Wayne, and I put Ross in there. Some people, like I said, everybody is from these places, or even if you ain't from them places, everybody gonna differ. So I already know before I did the episode, everybody's gonna differ. Everybody gonna run to the comments and start saying, no, this person and that person. It's cool, I already know that. All right, we out in the West now. West Coast to me, we gotta put Snoop up there. To me, you have to put Too Short up there. I put, as a whole, I might put NWA up there. As a whole, NWA. Because you're going to say, put Cube up there, then put Dre, then what about Dre? And then, Dre, well, not Dre is rapper, Dre is a producer, so I just put NWA up there. So, Snoop, NWA, Too Short. And I also put Game up there. Yes, Game. Because I felt like at a time, Game came out at a time where, as far as everybody, the whole country-wise, like I say, it moves in waves in places. And at the time, it was probably like a down time for the West, where it wasn't too many people coming out that you heard of everywhere else. Like, it's probably people over there that y'all knew, but it didn't get to the level where everybody know them. So, and to me, I feel like the Game, I feel like Game needs to be up there because I think he held it down. It was a few years where he held it down before, like the resurgence came out. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Who did I say? Snoop. Put Too Short up there. Cause Too Short been rapping since, man, I've been listening to Too Short since I was like a little kid. I feel like he probably got he might be a person that might be he might have almost 40-year career. I'm gonna say he been rapping since the 80s. So he probably closing in on a 40-year career. He's probably closing in on a 40-year career. So, and shout to other people that's from there. Always like that style up there, man. I like they style, man. Laid back. You know what I mean? Get some money, have some fun, man. You know what I mean? What's the point of just, all right, you already people out in the street taking the chances that they're taking out in the street. Man, I ain't about to be walking around all dirty and, you know what I'm saying, mean mugging. Man, they was always clean. They, you know what I mean, dressed in fresh, cars, always had women. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I ain't like I said, I was never fond of the whole walking around looking dirty all day. I was never fond of that. Like even if I liked the music, I was never fond of that. And that's what I always liked about, like, when you seen like people, when you seen videos of people in the Bay, they's always fresh. They always had nice looking, clean cars. Always had women around. Dog, ain't nobody trying to be standing around with a bunch of dudes all day. Everybody looking dirty, hair looking crazy. Man, I'm not with that. Nah. Like I said, shout from people from the Bay, man. Rapid Forte. Know what I mean? Drew Down. Shout out to JT. Bigger Figure. Know what I mean? A lot of y'all need to check him out on YouTube. He be on YouTube dropping knowledge. He be on YouTube. Now I mean, really, he one of them people that don't mind sharing his knowledge. That's what I like about him. You know what I mean? He one of them people that don't mind sharing the game, sharing what he learned in the music business. He's not one of them people that he holding on to the information and then watching other people just make the same mistake. You know what I mean? Make a bunch of mistakes. No, he one of them people that he shares knowledge. So, it's Too Short, Snoop. Well, I mean, you gotta add Snoop on there. Snoop is Snoop, man. You ain't even gotta say too much with that. Snoop, Too Short, NWA is a group, because some people gonna say, well, you got Cube, and then, you got Dre in it, and then, shout to MC Ren. You know what I mean? Ren was another dude that could rap. Ren could rap. Shout out to people that's out there West Coast too. MC8. Of course, now I mean, rest in peace, Nip. Was it South Central? I remember South Central Cartel. Mac 10. You got some dudes that could rap. You know what I mean? You got some dudes that could rap. So a lot of people, the West Coast kind of got like that stigma on them, or just being like, yo, they laid back. They not lyrical neither. They not barbarians. They not lyrical. No, you got some dudes that can rap, man. I mean, you did have some dudes that could rap. I mean, because one of my favorite people in hip hop is Game. So yeah, the Game. Like I said, man, Nipsey just some people just Nipsey just one of them people like you don't just like him as a rapper. Like he could just be talking. He don't even got to be rapping. He could just be talking, and you interested in what he got to say. He one of them type of people. Like he's one of them type of people, man. Know what I'm saying? I say, man, may he rest in peace. He's one of them people like him just talking. He don't even got to rap. Him just talking, you would just listen to him. It's some people that just have that. It's some people that just they dope rappers, but you could just listen to them talk. Like Nipsey was one of them people. Oskino, one of them people. Karen Ryan, one of them people. Like they're dope rappers, but you could just listen to them talk. So yeah, yeah, man, that's like my like I said, I'm not from these places. I am not from these places. So I already know y'all gonna jump in the comments and start naming a bunch of people that I may never heard of. So it's cool. You know what I mean? Y'all going, no, let me, I'll put you up on this person. This person had the impact, and this person was the first to do this from this city and help people put them on. And then, so I already know that because I'm not up on everything because I'm not from the same places that y'all from. Like I said, I'm from over here in Philly. So I already know y'all gonna jump in the comments, start naming a bunch of people. So like I said, it's all good. Now I mean, we can build in that way. You know what I mean? Some of y'all go on and just enlighten me. You know what I mean? You may say, yeah, no, not this person shouldn't be up there, should be this person or that person. All right, cool. You know what I mean? So like I said, I already knew that going in. But before I get up out of here, I was thinking about this. Like I say, some of y'all, the whole porn thing can be addictive. To kind of cut down on it. I'm really not like up on it anymore. Like other than when it pops up on Twitter. So I may have heard of a new person here or there, but I'm not up on it like I was back then during the DVD era and all that 20 years ago, whatever. So I was thinking like, damn, Mount Rushmore. I should make a Mount Fuckmore. So here we go with this. Pinky, Cherokee, Kelly Starr, Sky Black. Now, some of y'all gonna say, you need to have Jada Fire somewhere in there. You need to have Roxy Reynolds somewhere in there. I get all that. Ain't no wrong answers to me. But that's my Mount Rushmore, aka Mount Fuckmore. Pinky, Cherokee, Kelly Starr, and what I say, Sky Black. But also with some other ones that I remember. A lot of y'all new people, like I said, I ain't up on a lot of new people. Some of y'all gonna name some new people probably that I never even heard of. Cause I ain't up on it like I used to be back on the DVD era. But also, we gotta give some honorable mentions to it's some other ones I used to like. I used to like a chick named Vanilla Red. Some of y'all probably gonna know some of these chicks I'm talking about. Especially people that's my age that from the DVD time, not the whole Twitter porn and all that stuff that y'all do now. Cause y'all probably gonna name some people like I never even heard of. Vanilla Red, I know some of y'all remember her. She was a nice one. A chick named Baby Cakes, she was dope. Yeah, them two. I remember a chick named Candy Cream. I remember a chick named Coco Pink. Something like that. But yeah, now I mean, those are my That was my whole Mount Rushmore of the porn chicks. I was just thinking about that just popped in my head. That just popped in my head. Like I said, I'm talking about chicks who probably most of them probably don't even do that shit no more. Know what I mean? 'Cause I'm talking about chicks from back when I was younger, back during the DVD days. So like I said, I ain't up on nobody now. So I kind of been off that. But yeah, man, that's it. Like I said, man, barbershop, know what I mean? Start, start y'all engines. You know what I mean? Start to complain and start the yo ISO bugging. What he talking about? Listen, man, we here for it. I'm here for it. I already knew this how it was gonna be when I did the episode. Cause we are all from the same place. I mean, we talking about places that, of course I ain't from, that y'all from. Even the people that's from where I'm from might disagree with me. Yo, you bugging. Yo, such and such person is better than this person. Such and such person need to be on there, and this person need to be off of it. Man, listen, man, it's all love. Know what I mean? Like I say, man, y'all gonna jump in the comments and let me know. So, like I said, man, it's a wrap for this one. Please like, rate, review, share, subscribe. Like I say, man, everything starts with Ern and Iso Podcast. Well, this is the Ern and Iso Podcast. I'm just doing it solo. Yeah, man, shout to the barbershop. Yeah, man, thank y'all for all the love and support, man. We appreciate that, man. Thank y'all for that, for showing us so much love on that movie review, the Sinners movie review. Did that joint do like 2? I gotta check with Ern. I think that joint might have did a couple million on YouTube. I think the joint did like a couple million views on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, man. I gotta double check with Ern though. But just thank y'all for the love and support, man. I mean, appreciate that. Like I said, man, I look forward to hearing from y'all in the comments. I mean, I'm bugging. I don't know what I'm talking about. I gotta put you up on this person. Yo, we got to school you or enlighten you, man. Go ahead, man. But anyway, you know what I mean? We out of here. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? All right.